Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. As promised 2 Sundays ago in my last AION video, today we're taking another look at patch 7.0 and this time I am on a max level painter. As promised, I am on in the new zone, in the brand new zone, a very beautiful zone if I may say, Dumaha translated for us in the West. We're gonna explore a little bit the class, I'm gonna show it to you, the skills, the combat, we're gonna explore a little bit the zone and overall just tell you a couple of very important things about patch 7.0. The patch just hit the European servers a few days ago, so it's super fresh, and Gameforge was generous enough to sponsor this video and also sponsor me with a max level cat painter so I can show you things on it, right? Cool. So in the new zone, mobs are pretty tough, I have to say, especially for this particular character that doesn't really have gear on it. Definitely the new zone, a zone that offers content more for, let's say, groups of people instead of you just being solo doing things there. So a little bit of a change compared to the past couple of years in terms of, you know, hey, now there's group content, because things are a little bit harder in this sense than they were previously, right? Still level 80 things, right? So the level cap has not been increased in AION with patch 7.0, but one of the main highlights of the game is obviously this new painter class, which completes the whole arsenal of classes for AION, right? Now the artist profession also has 2 subclasses, the bard and the painter. Super excited about this class for one reason, and that is how the combat feels. Compared to other classes, this class actually feels nice, and at times this class can also feel, let's say, pretty mobile in that sense, that you can do things while moving, as you see on my screen right now. So it feels nice. It's a right balance in between standing still to cast things and being able to actually move around your target, right? For example, this skill that I'm going to cast right now, this one, you can just move and continue to cast. Pretty nice class. It brings also another reason why I'm excited about the combat of this class is that it brings a few new mechanics, completely new mechanics in the world of AION. One of them is this skill right here, this petrifying skill. If I would cast it on this mob, then I am stuck in the cast animation and I can move all around but cannot cast anything else. However, the mob is also just standing there in all the damage that it could possibly take from my teammates or even from my AoEs, that I can just cast a lot of big ass bubbles on the ground. And obviously it's this skill is not ashamed of anything. It's just a lot of bubbles that can be seen a mile away. But the petrification mechanic is something that is brand new, that comes with 7.0 and comes with the painter class. One of the reasons why I'm super excited about this particular class. I know I keep saying that I'm super excited about things, and you guys have to allow me to be super excited about a game that I dearly loved and played for very many years, right? So I understand what you guys are saying, I get you. However, it is super exciting that AION, even after almost 10 years of existence for us in the West, has fresh patches, new patches, and patches that bring things so big as a new class. Another interesting thing about Painter as a class is this skill right here, right? When it's a self buff that if you place it on yourself, instead of dying from anything, you just recover HP. This skill obviously right here, there's the Vanian skills, as you know, for every other class. This skill also right here can be further improved with the Devanian version of it, and it's another thing that didn't used to exist in AION, in the sense that instead of dying you recover HP, right? There is something from the cleric. If someone's HP drops below a certain point, it just gets healed up. I get that, but a class of its own, a DPS class, to have this really awesome perk, this is pretty big for AION. It's gonna bring a lot of nice changes in terms of how classes fight you and how classes deal with you and what parties want to recruit for their groups, for PvP and so on and so forth. Not to mention that in general, Painter is a great class to PvP on. It's a class that brings a lot to the group, and it's a class that could potentially, with the right amount of gear, bring also a lot for the versus the opponents, right? It's not just a weak ass class that just has a couple of interesting things to it, right? So very nice class. I highly recommend you guys would try it. If you wish to play 7.0 update, obviously I have links in the description below on how to play it for free. Obviously, AION is a free-to-play game for very many years now on the European servers, right? Cool. Other than that, the class also has movement abilities. This is a blink followed up by a chain blink, so pretty nice thing. The class also has access to instant silence, right? There you go. It's a very short silence, but it's instant, and it's going to be very helpful in order to maybe interrupt longer casts from, I don't know, clerics or spirit masters in that sense, to counter the fear cast and so on and so forth. A pretty nice class, I have to say. A pretty unique class, a class that's definitely worth trying out. A class that is a physical attack DPS while wearing cloth type gear. So interesting stuff all around. Let's go ahead, guys, and just fly ourselves to the center of the new zones. I wanna explore it with you. I've been here in the center on the Korean servers last year. However, I haven't been further away from the center, so I also want to see this beautiful zone that I saw in pictures on AION Powerbook. It's very nice to just fly around, or maybe even take the wind streams and just look around. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a mountainy zone, a rocky zone in that sense, that has specific parts, deserty parts and lava parts if you go to various places of these altars, right? This, as you can see, it's a pretty dark lava-y place. I'm not gonna go here because personally I don't like lava things. However, this is a huge desert, and this is a huge forest. The zone itself is absolutely massive, so you can definitely get lost in here, and obviously resurrection, you know, it's gonna take you some time to get back to where you were. Reason why I believe that this 7.0 patch and obviously the new zone is kind of made with larger groups in mind, which is very nice. A nice little changeroo, if you want, from what we had starting with 6.0, right? So pretty nice, pretty cool. This is a common zone for Ilios and Asmodeans as well. Reminds me of Catalam, I believe, right? And obviously, if you get outside here, you can just do the good old back and forth, right? Where you go here and you're in you know, disputed land, and then you can just go back here, and there you go, you're not. So this also these stairs and stuff also remind me of the Catalam underground, where people had that little bit of a bridge in between where they just went back and forth, and they just sometimes killed each other. It was pretty nice feeling. I believe that this zone, this town that everyone is in now, is going to bring some pretty good old memories back, or at least not memories, but at least the feeling of things, right? You have everything you need in this new zone. You have obelisk right here. There we go. We've discovered it together, boys. We've solved the mystery of AION. You have the sugar vending machine, and let's see where we can go. Let's see where else can we fly. So I said I'm not gonna go down there. Let's maybe go here. This seems to be a nice deserty zone, right? Let's just go there. We're gonna admire the view as we fly with the flying teleporter. We're gonna admire also the view as we go, right? Cool. Other than that, guys, another look at this beautiful canyon. Look at this beautiful canyon. Look at this. I mean, where else have you seen this thing? These canyons, these islands. Sorry, I'm first time here, that's why it's loading right now, all the textures. Where else have you seen it? This thing right here, sure, I've seen a little bit of mountains, maybe Eldnen, but that canyon that we've seen at the beginning, that was absolutely super cool. And these buildings here, the kind of like the Shugo themed buildings, also remind me of North and South Catalam, I believe it was, right? When in the South Catalam there was, the landing point was this. Yeah, very nice, pretty cool stuff, right? I don't have a mount to show you guys, but as I'm walking through things, holy crap, wow, this is beautiful and very massive. Actually, I've seen this before, actually, not this exact image, but the whole canyon thing. I've seen it in Catalam, right? That was the patch that this is reminiscent of. Very nice thing. So they took Catalam off a few years ago, and now they've added this. Super beautiful. Super. Oh shit, I cannot be here, guys. I'm pretty bad geared with whatever they gave me, and these mobs, as I said, hit right hard, very hard. As I've told you, the mobs are still level 80, so you know, nothing to worry about in that sense in terms of your level, but definitely something to do with gear. The better gear, of course, you have, but if you've been playing AION, you're gonna be just fine here. And if you haven't been playing AION and you just have some really bad gear like myself, you can still do something. As I said, this patch is mostly meant for groups, so obviously joining a guild, getting some groups together and going to these altars, you know, this is what people are gonna do in this patch. Very beautiful. Absolutely love this. Absolutely love this. I wonder if you can actually get up there. I believe you can get up there, maybe from, yeah, for sure you can get up there. Okay, maybe lava is my new favorite zone because it's just so high up. It's absolutely amazing. Wowza, look at the red sun as well. Or maybe the Balor invasion portal. Super cool things, super nice, really appreciate it. Let's go to this edge here, maybe we can glide somewhere from there. Besides this, guys, 7.0 as a patch also brings new improvements to the game for new players, for old players, for returning players. So it's a great time to come to the game and see if it's still something worth it for you, if it brings some memories. Oh, look, we have an invisible barrier here. Okay, so this is, we cannot go right here. Where are we? Of course we cannot go there, it's out of the map. Anyway, cool stuff. So as I was saying about the improvements, and as I was talking about the gear, for example, here in the character profile section, you also have this button now called info. If you click this button right here, it brings you to your character profile, the current equipment that you have on. And for example, if I'm just gonna click my feather, right, where is my feather? It's here because it's highlighted, and then before my feather, something worse I can get from these 3 dungeons and craft it like this. But how can I get a better feather? I'm super excited for this feature. This is absolutely just genius feature. Comes a little bit too late, obviously, but it's here now, and that's all that matters. So a better feather, I can just click on it and see where do I get it from. I get it from magical crafting, right? And if I would click this button, view detail, then it would get me exactly to the feather that's a little bit better than mine. If I go further up, I can see that this feather is from Promethean's workshop, better than mine. This feather is from the new dungeon. By the way, there is a new dungeon, still as a development lab. And then I have here a feather that God knows how you get it, right? You know what I'm saying? And I also have here a feather that is from a merchant, apparently. If I click view detail, then it's gonna show me where this particular merchant is, and it's actually in lock room, and so on and so forth. You can do the same thing with every single piece of your equipment and see where is the best PvE feather from. I click this and I see that it can be read from the new dungeon, Stella's development lab, which is better obviously than the magical crafted one, the highest one, the one that's just been added. By the way, magical crafting also improved with 7.0, and is also better than this guy right here that is again another NPC, which is here in lock room. Also, on top of that, you can also just search for just weapons, right? I mean, I just want a paint ring. Where do I get PvP best one? Where do I get PvE best one? And so on and so forth. Really nice feature, really nice feature. Comes along with a very beautiful zone, this Dumaha, and with a very interesting class. That's it, guys, for this video. Thank you so much as always for watching. I wish you lots of love as always. I appreciate you. Enjoy the summer and stay safe. See you soon.